As the night winds down, Bjorny and Aurora are sitting in Aurora's car while their friends pick up food from this restaurant. A group of men cruising for action pulls up next to them, inviting them to a party. Suddenly, one of them jumps into the car.
I remember being in shock because this guy just opens the car door and walks into the car.
He's inviting us to an after party.
What'd you think of him?
A crazy guy. Get into my car without permission.
The situation is a powder keg, so Aurora scrambles out of the car and joins her friends in the restaurant. She expects Bjorny to come with her, but instead, Bjorny takes off in her friend's car.
I was drunk, so I took the car and I drove.
We walk back out and the car's not there.
Bjorny leaves the car at a nearby parking lot and piles into a white van with the stranger and his friends. They spend an hour driving around, searching in vain for the party.
I got scared in my way there because I thought something was going to happen. So I started crying and crying and crying.
Bjorny's friends, left high and dry, try desperately to call her cell phone. Finally, they make contact and reunite with Bjorny and the car back at the parking lot. When they find her there,
her hair was all crazy, her mascara was all runny. She looked like she had been in a struggle.
Aurora and the girls are angry they've been ditched. Bjorny feels cornered and doesn't know what to do. Tensions are high. And then,
out of nowhere, she lashed out at me.
We got into a physical fight, which I started it.
The fight is an out-and-out brawl. The girls even crack the windshield.
And this is totally out of character for her.
Totally out of character.
This is not how she is.
No.
Aurora is furious and stunned, but the mood changes when Bjorny explains why she's acting this way. She says something terrible happened with the stranger in the back of the van.
He pulled off my pants. He was hitting me. And he raped me.
Were you screaming for him to stop?
Yes, I did.
When did it stop?
When he finished.
When she had been raped. And I'm like, feeling like horrible. Like just in shock.
The girls, enraged just moments before, are now totally sympathetic. They drive Bjorny to this hospital. She relays her account to the staff there, and they perform a rape kit. Detectives from the NYPD Special Victims Squad start investigating. Bjorny repeats to them her nightmare of being brutally raped. Then, in short order, they track down the white van and the guy who'd first jumped in the girl's car, a 28-year-old contractor named William McCaffrey.
Why did you think the police want to speak to you?
I had no idea, but I know I didn't do anything, so I had no problem going into the precinct.
McCaffrey tells the police he and his pals did cruise around with Bjorny in the van, then left her back at her car, drunk but unharmed. His denials are absolute and unflinching.
Did you rape Bjorny?
Of course not.
Did you assault Bjorny?
No, I did not.
Did you give her any reason to believe that you were a threat to her?
Not at all.
Supporting McCaffrey's claims, the rape kit comes back negative. The strongest evidence of a physical attack police have is a bite mark on Bjorny's shoulder. But still, if it comes down to a he said, she said, the cops are probably going to accept what she said.
Do they seem like they believe you?
Not at all.
But police have reason to be suspicious. McCaffrey's been arrested numerous times for petty offenses like DUI and assault. On the other hand, Bjorny couldn't be more credible. She sticks to her story. She's traumatized and doesn't hesitate to take the morning after pill offered by the hospital.
I have to take these pills because I cannot get no infection. I cannot get pregnant.
What happened at the end of the meeting?
I was charged with rape in the first degree.
McCaffrey maintains his innocence up and through the trial, even taking the stand to defend himself. Bjorny maintains his guilt, and almost solely on the basis of her emotional testimony, the jury votes to convict.
When you heard the word guilty, how'd you take it?
Terribly. I thought about my sons and if I was going to make it to see my grandmother, you know, or would I have to bury her from prison.
The sentence, swift and severe.
They told me he got convicted, 20 years.
20 years. What do you think?
I started crying. I just want to get home, be by myself. Oh my God.
It seems the case is closed. Justice has been served and Bjorny can start rebuilding her life.
She felt relieved. Finally, something going right for her.
But in fact, everything about this crime story is about to be turned on its head.
It was totally untrue. No crime ever occurred.
Stay with us. With the ordeal of the trial behind her, Bjorny Peguero is ready to end her life as a rape victim and start again as a wife and mother.
My life keep going on with my child, my husband.
Bjorny settles into a stable family life in New Jersey with her new husband, Julio Mejia, her son Gabriel, and a steady job. William McCaffrey, on the other hand, is in New York's notorious Sing Sing prison, dealing with a rape rap, not the most popular of crimes on the inside.
You're always looking over your shoulder.
People try to beat you up in prison?
Of course. I was up the river. Literally.
When McCaffrey's not fighting for his life, he's fighting for his freedom, with the help of attorney Glenn Garber, head of a New York nonprofit called the Exoneration Initiative.
We're doing what we can to help a lot of people who've been forgotten and are languishing in jail.
Garber thinks the case against McCaffrey is thin and focuses on the only real piece of physical evidence, specifically those bite marks found on Bjorny's shoulder. After months of legal wrangling, he convinces the prosecution to agree to a DNA test.
The DNA came back and showed that there was female saliva on her arm and that there was no male saliva. That was a bombshell for us.
The tests also exclude Bjorny, meaning the marks were made by another female, most likely during that strange fight with Aurora.
And we thought that the prosecutor was going to say, yes, it's true, we made a mistake, an innocent man is in jail.
But it doesn't play that way. The prosecution argues the DNA could have been left by tears shed by the other girls while they were comforting Bjorny.
That seemed to be a preposterous story to me, but Mr. McCaffrey was not going to walk out of jail based on this evidence.
More than 2 years would go by and McCaffrey was behind bars serving his sentence. Bjorny was out enjoying the freedom of family and friends, but it would turn out she wasn't free at all. Bjorny was in a prison of her own.
Every time I see something in the news about raping, every time I see something about jail, this comes in my mind. And then here I am crying.
She starts to become distraught. She's not as outgoing. She doesn't want to do the same things anymore.
My husband was questioning me, why are you always crying? What's wrong?
At last, in the confessional at this New Jersey church, Bjorny reveals the secret which has been tormenting her.
What do you say?
I told the priest that there was somebody in jail because I lied. I said he raped me when he didn't.
That's right. William McCaffrey never raped Bjorny Peguero. And Bjorny's accusations repeated to friends, the hospital staff, the police, the prosecutors, and the jury, all of it lies.
Why do you think?
I don't know how that lie became so big. I don't know why. I don't know. I didn't want to say it didn't happen because I thought he wasn't going to be convicted because there's no evidence.
But she knows that now she has to make it right. The priest recommends talking to a lawyer, so Bjorny goes to attorney Paul Callan with her startling story.
She said basically, I've done a terrible thing. You have to get this man out of jail. Turn me into the district attorney. I've done something wrong. I deserve to be punished.
Beneath the surface, says Callan, there's a lot from Bjorny's past to explain her behavior. She's originally from a broken and abusive home in the Dominican Republic.